Imagine 15 columns, silent stone sentinels, defying time and the sky for 2,500 years. What do they guard among their ruins, amid the winds blowing from the Ionian coast? We are in the sunny plains of Basilicata, in a place where antiquity is not history but a presence that can almost be touched. Here, where the ancient colony of Metaponto was the undisputed queen of Magna Graecia, stands a temple that is more than a monument. It is a gateway to a forgotten world, a world that witnessed the path of Pythagoras, the greatest thinker of numbers. This place, the Palatine Tables, is more than just stone and mortar. It is a concentration of history, philosophy, and mystery, a beacon that, even today, illuminates the origins of Western thought in Italy. Prepare yourself for a journey that goes beyond simple tourism, an immersion into the soul of an era that shaped our knowledge. On a slight rise in the ground, like the sleeping back of a giant, stand the Palatine Tables. They are not just any ruin, they are 15 Doric columns, majestic in their simplicity, standing out against the blue sky and the green of the Lucanian countryside. They are what remains of a temple dedicated to Hera, the goddess of fertility and marriage, the protector of a people who 2,500 years ago found fortune and glory here. Think about it. For over 2.5 millennia, these stones have witnessed the succession of empires, the birth of new civilizations, the incessant passage of time. Every crack, every scratch on their surface tells a story, a distant echo of solemn processions, of whispered prayers, of decisions that changed the course of history. Metaponto, at the time of its foundation as a Greek colony, was no ordinary village. It was a prosperous city, strategically positioned for trade and agriculture, known for its wealth and cultural vibrancy. It was a crossroads of ideas, people, and knowledge, and the Palatine Tables were its beating heart, the symbol of its power and devotion. Walking among these columns today means not only admiring an architectural masterpiece, but also breathing in the atmosphere of an era in which man sought answers in the divine, in which beauty was a bridge to infinity. The temple was the center of city life, the place where the community was celebrated, the gods were invoked, and bonds were consolidated. It was a beacon of civilization in a vibrant and ever evolving Mediterranean. Its grandeur, though now reduced to a few columns, still conveys a sense of sacredness and an almost reverential respect for the ingenuity and faith of the ancients. The tablets are not silent, they tell stories of power, of wisdom, and are shrouded in a veil of mystery that only the most attentive soul can perceive. But there is something more, an even deeper bond that makes the Tavole Palatine a truly unique place. Legend has it that Pythagoras himself walked and taught among these same stones, among these columns that we see today. Yes, he himself, the great Greek philosopher and mathematician, the one who gave us the famous theorem, the father of the concept of harmony of the spheres. It's incredible to think that a man whose influence still extends today in textbooks and the most profound reflections found refuge and inspiration right here. Pythagoras had fled from Samos, his native island, to escape the tyranny of Polycrates. He was a man in search of freedom, of a place where he could develop his ideas without censorship, where he could share his vision of the world based on numbers and harmony. And that place was Magna Graecia, in particular Crotone, and then at the end of his life Metaponto. Here, within the walls of the colony, Pythagoras was not a simple guest. He founded his famous school, a community in which philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, and music were not separate disciplines, but interconnected aspects of a single great universal truth. His students were not mere disciples, they were initiated into a mystery, a way of life that combined rigorous intellectual discipline with almost mystical practices. Imagine discussions, problems solved, stars observed, melodies studied in an atmosphere of deep research and contemplation. Pythagoras believed that number was the principle of all things, the key to understanding the hidden structure of the cosmos and the human soul. He taught that the universe was governed by precise mathematical laws, and that through knowledge of these laws man could achieve inner harmony and spiritual purification. He was not only a thinker but a teacher of life, a prophet who preached a return to a primordial order. In Metapontum, Pythagoras found not only a safe refuge, but also fertile ground for his vision. The prosperity of the city, its cultural openness, its strategic position, all contributed to creating the ideal environment for his school. And it was here that, according to ancient sources, the philosopher lived his last days, continuing to teach and inspire until the end. His connection to the Palatine Tables, though legendary, is so strong that one can almost feel his presence between the columns, an echo of his lessons still resonating in the air. It is a powerful reminder of how the great minds of the past shaped not only knowledge, but also the very places they inhabited. If the Palatine Tables are already an evocative place by day, their true magic is revealed at sunset. It is at that moment that the atmosphere is charged with an almost mystical energy, transforming the ancient ruins into a stage for a timeless spectacle. The sun, slowly setting towards the horizon, paints the sky with shades of orange, pink, and purple, and its last rays creep between the cracks in the columns. The golden light caresses the limestone, which lights up with warm amber tones, almost as if to reveal the secrets kept for millennia. Every vein, every moss, every mark of time on the stone takes on a new, profound, almost sacred meaning. It seems as if the tablets are breathing, as if their ancient wounds are illuminated by a new life. At that hour, the wind that blows steadily from the nearby Ionian coast is no longer just a breeze, it becomes an ancient whisper. It carries with it the salty scent of the sea, mingling it with the scent of earth and dried grass. It's a scent that smells of history, salt, and infinity. And with the wind sometimes comes the distant rustle of the waves crashing on the beach, a rhythmic, hypnotic sound that inextricably links the temple to the sea, to its origins as a port and mercantile city. The sensory experience becomes complete, the sight enchanted, the smell inebriated, the hearing lulled. It is a moment of pure contemplation, in which time seems to stand still, and the boundary between past and present dissolves. The Palatine tables are no longer just ruins, they have become a living monument, a natural altar where rationality and mystery blend in perfect harmony. In this scenario, the temple takes on the appearance of an imposing representation of sacred geometry. Its perfect proportions, the clean lines of the columns, their arrangement in space, everything seems to reveal a divine order, a universal language that Pythagoras would certainly have appreciated. It is a place that inspires deep inner peace, inviting reflection and meditation. We feel small, faced with such greatness and such a long time, but at the same time connected to something immense, to a history that precedes us and surpasses us. It is an experience that touches the soul, a moment when the beauty of the landscape combines with the depth of history and philosophy, leaving an indelible mark on the memory. A silent invitation to look beyond, to seek the answers that the ancients sought. The Palatine Tables, therefore, are much more than a simple archaeological complex. They are not just scattered stones, but a powerful symbol, a tangible bridge that connects us directly to the birth of philosophy in Italy, to the roots of our way of thinking. Each single column, each block of limestone is not just an architectural element, but a silent narrator, telling the story of a remote past incredibly rich in intellect and spirituality, and of an incessant search for truth. Let us think of Pythagoras, his disciples, the architects and builders who erected this temple. Each of them contributed to creating something that went beyond mere practical use, something that aspired to eternity. The Palatine Tables bear witness to the fact that man, since ancient times, has sought to make sense of the world around him, to find order in chaos, to express the divine through the tangible. This monument continues to inspire and fascinate visitors of all ages and backgrounds. It doesn't matter whether you're a curious tourist, a history buff, a student seeking answers, or a lover of philosophy. A tireless traveler or a local resident, the Palatine Tables have something to say to everyone. I am an eternal witness to a civilization that has left an indelible mark on history, a legacy that continues to resonate in our present. It is a place where ancient thought is not dead, but lives on, whispering between the columns, reminding us where we come from and how deep our connection is with the generations that preceded us. And perhaps right there among those 15 columns at sunset, we too can find a glimmer of that ancient wisdom that inspired Pythagoras and his followers. If you've been fascinated by this journey into history and mystery, don't miss the next video to discover more secrets of Basilicata.